Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new episode of Nanatsu no Taizai, Imashime no Fukkatsu, or you call it the 7 Deadly Sins, the Revival of the Commandments on episode 8. This episode right here adapted chapters 127 to 129. Now, every scene that I've been looking at and make a comparison with the chapter manga, they seem to be adapted every scene correctly. And I know most of my recaps have been very long, and I'll try and make this one as small and short as possible. But in overall case, they adapted chapters 127 to 129, which is pretty good and slick. So if anything else, let's just get this started. We have to it that it plays a recap where Diane lost her memories because of Gother, and the 7 Deadly Sins are on the way to go find Diane because that's the only thing they can do for the time being. Eventually, we get to see that Diane is on her way to Megadoza or something. That's where the giant clan is, and she's getting her way close to Edinburgh, which apparently is where the 10 Commandments are, and that is not good, apparently. And she does not know that because her memories got erased because of Gother. And we have to it that that the 10 Commandments excuse me, talks to Galen about his success against killing Meliodas and his subordinates or his loyal allies. And they feel very doubtful about this because they go like, this guy can't just be killed off easily. That's ridiculous. And of course, as it will turn out, we have to it that that Galen might have sent something and sees Diane right there. He thought he killed her, and Diane's like, I don't know you. Who are you? And Mons Piet ends up showing up too and says, well, you're a giant girl. I could just use you to restore my magic power now, can I? Galen, on the other hand, is telling Diane that she's just lying right now, saying that she does not remember him. But all of a sudden, she's not petrified because she does not know or something that her memories got erased. Even Galen does not know, and he's just being a little bewildered. But aside from that, Diane tries to fight against Galen again, but effortlessly, Galen defeats Diane, and Montpiet was about to take her soul, but apparently he gets interrupted by someone, and it's actually Matrona. Yes, I know all you anime-onlys are gonna go like, dude, isn't she supposed to be dead? Well, expect a certain revelation to be revealed soon in the future. A little minor spoiler, by the way. But we have to it that Matrona saves Diane and manages to hide. But we have to it that Meliodas decides to have their attention go to them because Diane is right now in danger. Not to mention that person is helping Diane out. Which they do not know that it's Diane's mentor and friend, possibly best friend, Matrona. Aside from that, we have to it that the Purgatory Firebird is activated from Montpiet himself, or Montpiet, and he launched it at where the location is, possibly where Meliodas. But apparently, before it could do any crazy damage, Hawk Mama, or should I say, Hawk's mother, literally just swallowed that thing and ate it. I'm pretty sure all you anime-only watchers are like, what kind of freaking pig is this? No, even I was actually shocked when I read this in the manga. I was like, wow, dude, this Mama Pig is like not someone that she should be undermined that badly. And we had to it that Matrona herself, along with Diane, managed to escape, but not before Matrona received some critical injuries, but not to a point where she's unable to move or it's not really fatal. We have to it that King is really concerned about Diane still and is really kind of upset to see too that they're changing the course of action. But Merlin says, we have to do this. Otherwise, if we keep chasing to Diane right now, the 10 Commandments will notice our presence and things could get much worse from here on out. And therefore, King, on the other hand, decides to go with the plan where everyone's going to go to some place called the Sacred of the Land of Druids. And we get a revelation from Merlin that this is where we had to get Meliodas' other power, 90% of his power, surprisingly. So it looks like to me we get a revelation from Merlin that she stole or took away most of Meliodas' power because how dangerous it is. And he had to keep his emotions in check because if he loses his cool and never stays in control, he goes berserk. And Merlin mentions at one time Meliodas almost lost control because a little girl was helping the 7 deadly sins out and got critically injured or possibly died. And the moment that Meliodas dropped his guard is when Merlin took Meliodas' power. And they end up going through some kind of rock entrance, which apparently is one way how to is the entrance, and they end up having to enter the sacred land of the Druids, etc. And we had to it that we get introduced by three new people. One is called Jenna, and the other one is called Zanelli. And the other one is also known to be called Theo, which apparently he surprisingly is just 15 years old. So yeah, aside from that, we had to it that Zanelli looks at Meliodas and puts his hand onto her chest as a greeting, which it seems like there might be a symbolism between these two that I don't know. But aside from that, Jenna is just playing with Hawk or something, etc. And we have to it that Meliodas is gonna go through a trial to get his power back, which apparently this is where things are gonna get rough. A little something that everyone's gonna go through. Well, it is somewhat of a training episode for the time being. Well, this is a start off because Meliodas, in order to gain his original power back, he has to go through a certain trial, which Zanelli tells Meliodas. And apparently she tells him, like, depending on your results with this, we will either give you back your power or not. And of course, Meliodas gets all of a sudden transported to Danafor, which he recognizes, and he sees Liz there. I'm pretty sure all you anime onlys are like, what's going on here? Well, as Zanelli says, Meliodas is going through a trial. Next episode is where it's going to get really hectic and dangerous for the time being, because once you guys look into Meliodas' trial in next week's episode, you will understand like why Merlin did all this in the first place, like take away his powers, etc. Especially what the real origins of why he always sometimes has to keep his cool and tries not to lose control. And that episode title is called The Promise with the Loved One, hopefully. So pretty much right here, like I said, in overall, if I had to put it in other simple sentences and not too much of a long detailed way, is Diane ends up meeting Galen and Montpierre and almost got killed, but gets saved by Matrona. Merlin, along with the captain of the 7 deadly sins, Meliodas, decides to change the course because going after Diane will only endanger her more. And they decide to go to the sacred land of the Druids to go for training or trials, whatever they have to do, you know? And we have to it that Meliodas is going to have to go through a trial to get his original power back. Not to mention Merlin making a revelation that she stole that power away from Meliodas because of how dangerous it can be if Meliodas loses control once more. So, it looks like, to me, a lot of revelation, and Meliodas is about to go through his trial. So this is going to be really hectic for him. Hectic for him. Guess we'll have to find out. But aside from that, I'm looking forward to the next episode because this is where it's going to possibly break a lot of people's hearts, and possibly my own as well. But I've seen a lot of tragedy. I've seen so much tragedy, I don't know if I can even shed a tear anymore. But aside from that, pretty cool episode. Glad that this recap is much less than before, because I remember I always make comparisons to many manga and anime episodes of Nanatsu no Taizai, this second season of it, because you know what happened in the first season. But aside from me rambling on and dragging this video on, pretty slick episode. Meliodas' trial begins, and we don't know what, and it's gonna be really hectic. So until then, I'll see you guys in my next video. So I'm off for Zero, people. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, peace out. Bye bye. Toot toot.